What's the best sex advice anyone has ever given you? Or Georgia? Or you suddenly get really close to bust a nut? CLENCHTHEGOOCH. Don't expect someone to just know what you want. Tell them. And if you want to try something, mention it. Surprise Barbie doll in the ass isn't for everyone. But that would ruin the surprise. Not if you yell it just as you shove it in. But it is for some people. And those people are keepers. If you don't like what's happening, say it. Some girls buck like a bronco when you eat them out. Don't be afraid to get your arms around their hips for better stability. When I'm chowing down on my girlfriend, I have to legit hold her stomach so she doesn't buck me off. A firm hand on the sternum, right between her breasts, and then another right above the bikini area locks her down right proper. She usually goes even crazier after I do that too. Shit, I would too, and I'm a guy. Someone told us to ditch the PJs and sleep naked. Frequency of sex increased almost immediately. How much are we talking? 2HZ to 4HZ. Accidentally Fourier transformed it. Now I know what places it happens frequently, but no idea when. Talk geeky to me, baby. I'm about to triply integrate your function from 0 all the way to L in all 3 spatial coordinates. Babe. This guy Laplace transforms. 69HZ my dude. Not if you do it right. This is my sneaky way of getting sex if she isn't in the mood. I just say I am too warm and spoon her naked. Before I know it, her little hand is creeping round to start doing stuff 60% of the time. It works every time. What does she do with her big hand? Keep track of the hour, obviously. Edit. Made a bit of a clock up there, haven't I? Isn't that what the little hand does? This had the opposite effect for my boyfriend and I. He got used to me being naked all the time, so it wasn't particularly more sexy or more of a turn on, just became too normalized. I do it as a treat or signal to him, and I tend to stay undercover so he only finds out when he climbs in and cuddles. But if he's so used to it, I find the opposite works. Sexy lingerie. It doesn't have to be full on. Just some nice panties and look nice and feels nice to touch. Give him a unintentional show. Cuddle and wiggle your butt on his dick. Go to town, girl. Edit. Well, this comment is blowing up. Seriously, ladies and gents, loosen up a little. Make your bedroom fun. Fuck insecurities. Your partner is there because they enjoy you. And that includes those stretch marks or flabby bits or scars. Dress up because you feel like it. Make it dreamy. Make sexy. Pretend like you're a movie star. Laugh about it when you're a ditz or slipped and fell. Put some thought into it. Not because it's Valentine's Day, but because it's his Saturday, and fuck yeah, Saturday. Edit. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. Wiggle your butt on his dick. Lingerie is nice and all, but this is pretty much all it takes. Wiggle your butt on his dick. Thanks, Miss Poopsalet. Removed. This man speaks truth. He deleted his comment, but this is advice that cannot be understated for the current generation. Porn at their fingertips is giving every young guy a numb dick and a host of sexual insecurities that go with it. No one's talking about it, but you could write a research paper on its impact. You've got to learn self-restraint and allow the natural sensitivity to return. Whenever I read about guys not being able to come from one thing or another, I can almost guarantee there's more to the story. Some people might have a real lack of sensitivity, but the vast majority do not. Lay off yourself and things in bed go up 10x over. What did the deleted comment say? Lay off your dick and porn. Let the natural sensation come back and sex gets way better on all points. Or maybe stop beating off every single day. It works too. Edit. Lol, why is the top comment removed? What was wrong with it? Never. They can pry my dick from my cold dead hand. Wait, we are supposed to use our own cold dead hand. Grandma's is starting to fall apart after all these years. Disturbed Tom meme. Yes, this so much. I am currently on week 2 of don't strangle your fucking dick mode, and yes, it takes a while, but men not know how to masturbate in a correct way can cause desensitized penis problems. Not good but fixable. Cut out porn and all hands on touching that you do. Yes, it takes a while. If you are really addicted to stuff, it can take months, but once it starts becoming more sensitive, you have to be easier on it when or if you return to jacking it. As someone who didn't use lube until recently, at first it was hard to come, but that was because it's hard to squeeze the crap out of your penis with lube in it. You are not supposed to have to put it in a vice grip. Piggybacking off this comment, after your 2-week abstinence, absolutely essential step 1. When you resume, not only should you be using lube, you should also wear a condom. Get used to what they feel like. Not only that, you should start switching up the positions you masturbate in. You'll feel awkward and silly at first, but it pays off. When you're used to only coming while lying on your back or sitting up in a chair, maintaining an erection in other positions can be very difficult. I speak from experience. I got too used to lying on my back. As a result, I could only stay hard while being ridden. I couldn't maintain an erection for more than a minute or so if we switched to any other position. You're working out muscle groups you're not used to working out, and they need to be conditioned to perform properly. Okay, you're a godsend if this really is true. He's right. I had this issue for a while and it was really rough on the relationship I had at the time. The big thing for me was loosening my grip. It's really hard to enjoy sex if you're used to having an absolute death grip on your dong because there's no way in hell your partner's internal muscles are going to be able to match that. Cut back on porn too. This is the fucking truth. I jerked off frequently for a long time. Pretty much a ritual to help alleviate boredom. Go to hook up with a girl. Go soft during sex. Deadass so scared. I figured it might have something to do with that. Went 3 weeks jerking off maybe once or twice a week. Everything is back to normal. I was really fucking scared I was getting ED at a young age for a second. But all is right now. Guys, when you're entering her, push just the head in and out for a bit. That feels so good. If I was already incredibly aroused and you just moved the head of your cock in and out of my opening for a bit. If you told me to bark like a dog, woof, babe, that move is kryptonite. I will definitely take sex advice from Scarlett O'Hara. To all men, do not stay quiet, moan. We like it. Read just the do not stay quiet part to my husband. He began doing the yodeling tune from that one Price is Right game. While funny, I do believe I just found the soundtrack to vaginal dryness. My boyfriend has this thing he does when he's really turned on where he actually literally growls. It's incredibly primal and turns me on like nothing else. This X10 can't even find porn where the man makes a sound. But fuck me if it ain't sexy as all hell. Don't use porn as a reference. Not everyone is going to have a horse cock, and positions look as awkward as they seem when you're doing it. Your sex doesn't have the production quality of a porno. What? That guy with the camera isn't supposed to be there? No son, it's not. The camera guy has a name. It's Jeff. Hi. See, here he is. Such a pig. A lot of positions in porn are made up for camera angles. If you are not filming home video, don't bother. And quite often don't even look good on video either. I often think I wish they would kiss and do it like normal people rather than overcomplicating things. It's amazing people need to be taught this. Wait, so you're telling me all women don't like 3 dicks in their ass? Well, I'll be damned. I was leaning more towards the idea that not everyone in the world has an 8-inch dong. And that most women probably don't want that in their vagina how. But yeah, I've never had a woman ask me to put all 3 of my dicks in her at once, either. Guys, if you can feel your fingernail when you scratch the inside of your cheek, then your nails are long. Anyone else just put their finger in their mouth? No, I put it in my girlfriend's mouth. I, too, put my finger in this person's girlfriend's mouth. Also, please wash your hands. Thank you. I didn't come here for a pap test, and wash your hands. I didn't come here for a UT either. Forget about any hang-ups you have about your body. If you are at the point where clothes are coming off, the other person does not care about your perceived personal flaws. They just want to be with you. I am an insecure lady and my boyfriend makes me feel beautiful every single day. I'll be hating on my chubby tummy and he'll wrap his arms around me, jiggle it and say that he loves it. It's part of me. I'm beautiful, etc. Even after 9 years I'll sometimes still think he's not being serious, or worse, lying. But deep down I know he means it. He's always 100% assuring and I can't tell you how much it warms my heart. Even though I'm still totally insecure, it actually encourages me to try and look better and be healthier because I think, man, if he likes me like this, he'd love me if I were a little more fit. So all I can say is keep doing what you're doing. It really does mean the world to us. Hahaha, I understand. I honestly don't think he could have gotten away with it right away in our relationship, but now it really does make me feel super loved. The most hated part of my body is lovingly accepted and touched by my partner. Once I got over how squirmy it made me, it was simply nice. Most of us wouldn't survive that advice, but I'm glad it works for you. My wife also appreciates the way I enjoy her body, even thought it's not perfect, but who says at our age? I'm 62 and she's 55. It's the love and appreciation, and she's still damn sexy to me even if she feels like she needs to lose weight. I have a lot of excess skin from losing roughly 100 kilograms of weight. Sadly I didn't win the genetic lottery and my skin has barely if at all gone back to normal after 3 years. With a top on I look quite fit, but a melted candle without it off. I can't get over that when having sex. Doing any sex position is awful as my skin pretty much hangs about 20 centimeters off my body. With past relationships this ends up causing me to either be on the bottom most of the time or doing missionary on top, but as close as possible so none of my torso is hanging. IDK man, I've heard some crazy stories that contradict this. People can be absolute dicks sometimes. When doing a doggy style, have the woman lay completely flat on the bed with a few pillows under her stomach and waist. This creates a great angle for you enter her from behind. And deeper penetration. Ah, the prone bone. A man of taste I see. I see you are a man of culture as well. The year was 1753, and I was but a boy with minimal experience in regard to the pleasures of the flesh. Sure, like any farm boy of my age, I had seen the pigs and goats fulfilling their primal desires. I knew what had to be done. I had grown curious during these years on the farm with Ma and Pa. My elders could sense it. They knew it was time to let me go. Sure, I was only 13, which mind you, is as old as any prize-winning swine you would find at the spring fair. Seeking the pleasures of the flesh was not a quest I took lightly. I knew it would lead to unspeakable places. I just did not foresee the dark twist of fate the gods of flesh had in store for me. Edit. Per request. The year is 1763. I write this now amidst the glow of the ever-dwindling candle nestled in the corner of my bunk room. It is my last candle I will have on my voyage to the New World. My haste in leaving Brighton has left me with few possessions, and even less dignity. It is by mere happenstance that I made it onto this ship. My pursuit of the tender touch of another being has left me questioning everything I have ever known. Where did I go wrong? I find solace in the fact that I have a companion on this voyage to the unknown, accompanied by those who I have bonded with since I was a lad. The swine is that of which I speak. By now, Ma and Pa know of the deeds for which I am being prosecuted by the city tribunal. Those that lay with those they eat are often perceived as twisted and vile beings. I was no different. My pursuit of the pleasures of the flesh have left me satisfied beyond belief. It is the acts that are soon to follow that leave me questioning my own sanity. The New World will provide a temporary safe haven for me on my quest. A beating heart is a beating heart, regardless of the vessel in which it resides. It is the soft touch of flesh which I desire, a touch that no human has been able to provide. Oink oink motherfuckers. Part 2 please. NSFW our pronabone. And when she's laying flat on her back do the same. Just have a sex pillow for help with angles. Oh god. After a total bender party in college I woke up in my friend's dorm room. I was on his couch with a little throw pillow under my cheek. The moment I opened my eyes I see him sitting there laughing and he says, "That's my sex pillow." Ha 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 ha, how funny, why the fuck do you leave this lying around? Absolute favorite position. Never tried it with the pillows. I'm an ass guy to the grave and prone bone is literally ecstasy. Same. Nothing like grabbing some butt cheek. Love this position. I, woman, usually arch my back, but that always ends up hurting my back after. Pillows are the way to go. Partner and I came to calling this the laser dog position. Anticipation and foreplay. If you really build it up the right way, she'll be practically forcing you to fuck her. As a woman, I can confirm. Is it enough if I say anticipate sex later? Yeah, but also inform your partner when penetration is happening with a quick monotone "I'm inserting the penis, they'll be done in no time. I shall penetrate your flesh at approximately 6 p.m. System out prindln. Hell yeah. While dick equals inserted. System out prindln. Fuck yeah. You forgot the semicolon. I guess a compiler error probably equates to not in the mood. If dick inserted time equals 60s, system out prindln. Hell fuck yeah. Else if dick inserted time 60s and dick ejaculation equals true, system out prindln. Damn it semicolon. Note: I haven't coded in a long time. I didn't even know the println was Java. I just added what little pseudo C++ I remembered from college way back in 2003 to it. Edit. Correction below noted. Edit 2. Expanded comment. Haven't coded in a long time. Taking notes, but what shall I do if I don't ejaculate during my first thrust? You just pull it back out, dust it off, and try again. Took me 12 thrusts one time, but golly, I toughed it out. I don't think a lot of people realize how much psychology is part of sex for women in particular. If you build it up right for her, it'll be awesome for both of you. I'm gonna need the manual for this one. Every person's different, but basically, tease. Run your fingers over places that you don't normally touch, and that are a little bit erotic for her. Experiment. If you're in a long-term relationship, you can also kinda get a Pavlovian response thing going, if you're a little bit consistent. Anyway, inside of the thigh, small of the back of the neck, right behind the ear, the V of the hip, some people back of the knee, rub, tease, kiss. Don't go right for the naughty bits, keep hinting at it, then going back somewhere else. Give them a few minutes, keep at it, tease, slow, give your full attention. My partner doesn't realize he does this, but while he's already kind of on top of me, biting my neck and collarbone, his dick will gently brush against me, nudging my clit just a little bit. With that accidental pressure just drives me wild, like, literally dripping down my thighs. It's 100% the anticipation of what he's going to do to me. Works standing up in the shower too. Every man should try it. Just let your cock brush against or lightly prod her pussy while you stimulate other areas. Not a constant pressure. Just like a gentle reminder that soon you're going to be balls deep in her. I can't speak for all women, but it drives me absolutely insane. Can't hurt to try, right? Oh, this definitely drove me wild too. His dick would suddenly press on my body and I'd gasp, and then he'd adjust and pull away. A few instances of that, and I think I did beg a few times for him to please finally penetrate me. You never know when you might find that spot that makes your partner really horny. Like where the top of the thigh meets the rest of the body was the spot for my last girlfriend. Also, non-sexual massage is some of the most amazing foreplay. My boyfriend will massage my legs, thighs, glutes, feet. Totally not sexually, but with the intention of simply relaxing my muscles, and I am a puddle of goo so ready to go by the end of 5-10 minutes. Plus it makes sex less painful because my muscles and nervous system are all relaxed. I think this is especially good for partners with trauma. For ladies, don't be self-conscious about your body, just go on top. He's going to think it's sexy as hell no matter what you think you look like. Edit. Thanks for the shinies. I showed my husband this. It made him horny. I'm a dude. I second this as long as you're not thrice my weight. A few broken ribs never hurt. Death by snoo. The will is strong, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. For reference, thrice my weight would be about 600 pounds. If he dies, he dies. What is dead may never die. Use the underside of your tongue when going down on a girl. It's smooth unlike the top and feels better. My dad told me this when I was 18 and he dropped me off at college. He is a wise man. Then when it comes to said act, you suddenly think about your dad and how he knows it's good. Then you realize that your parents had to have sex, and now you're thinking about your dad performing oral sex on your mum. Now your girl is staring at you as you've suddenly gone limp and starts thinking she's the issue. But you can't tell her you were just thinking about your parents. So you leave. Hi, yes Reddit, I'm in this comment and I don't like it. I hope you're a dude. Somehow it would be way creepier if you are a girl. You are a dude. This is a man. Are unexpected racks. I mean, lesbians have fathers too, I would think. No, lesbians are born when two women do a fusion dance. Nonsense. Lesbians only appear during a full moon and disappear in a lesbian rainbow when the sun hits them. Or she's a lesbian Beal Mayo. I mean, I'll try it, but the logistics of it is confusing me. My frenulum kinda prevents it from moving up a lot, so I am not sure how I'll really work the bottom part with enough alacrity to really perform. I had my frenulum snipped and cauterized by an oral surgeon so I'd be better at cunnilingus. Before that, after the first hour or so, it would be quite sore, and now I can go much longer, which helps with edging sessions. Insurance even covered it, which was super nice. It's a common procedure to correct tongue tie issues in children, and I guess that's how they coded it. The dentist got a big chuckle out of it and remarked how rare and how much easier it was to do on an adult. Pretty sore the first week or two, but totally worth it. Holy shit, that is some commitment to eating pussy, right there. Here, son, let me impart my last bit of knowledge before you set off into the world alone. What is it, Dad? Use the underside of the tongue. Think less about what you can get from sex and more about what you can give to it. Make it mutual and not one-sided. Ask not what your cunt can do for you, but what you can do for your cunt. JFK. Never pull the anal beads out like you're starting a lawnmower. I use the B-blade method. If she says don't stop, don't go harder. Do exactly what you are already doing. Edit. There's definitely too much dudes commenting who assume that I am female just because I somehow managed to understand the female orgasm. Do not change the position, pace, pressure, or anything at all. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead. People assume that sex is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of sexy wexy, rubby-dubby stuff. I never thought I'd see that line get turned into something dirty. Rule 34. The angels have your phonobox. Mostly just tiring for your fingers and tongue at times. Let's be honest though, as soon as she says that, whichever muscle groups joints responsible for the movement of what you're doing start to ache. Do the exact opposite actually. Clenching just brings all the blood to your PC and makes you orgasm faster. You should only flex the Kegel when right before you feel like you're about to come. Otherwise, relax the Kegels and you'll last longer. Clenching just brings all the blood to your PC. These liquid cooling systems are getting out of hand. Or you start questioning what exactly it is you're doing, which automatically alters it, like thinking about your breathing or the way you're walking. Don't stop. Comes instantly. Exactly. You mean don't become suddenly highly self-aware and completely forget not only what you are doing but also how sex even works? Also, faster doesn't mean harder. I think 90% of guys' fantasies involve the girl saying doing something sexy to initiate things. I don't understand why it's culturally seen as bad. It's so sexy to have a girl take charge. I, as a guy, for some reason, had a lot of lesbian friends when I was younger. They all tended to give the same advice when eating out, and my wife says it paid off. 1. Slow at first. Save the speed up for later. 2. Surface area is important. Make your tongue as wide as possible at first. Later you can target to increase intensity. 3. She'll tell you what she likes by her actions. Pay attention to them and keep doing what makes her moan. Save what makes her scream for intense moments. 4. Keep going until she starts pushing your head away or she flat out tells you to stop. She may get multiples. It's a good thing. And X200B. Things I had to learn the hard way. 1. You've always got to know where your towel is. Generally preparation is what I'm talking about. Know where your condoms protection are so you don't have to go searching. The afterglow can easily be ruined by having to search for a cleanup towel as well. You'd be amazed at how well just a little preparation makes everything easier and better too. Sex is ridiculous. There will be awkward moments and crazy things. One time our dog sneaked into the room and licked my ass while we were hot and heavy. Try to keep the rhythm after that happens. Shit happens. Don't be so uptight and laugh. Some. 3. Communication is incredibly important. Luckily my wife isn't that shy about herself, so she's fairly open about what she likes and dislikes. I was raised in the Bible Belt of America where things like sex are taboo, so I'm still working on being less shy awkward about it. 4. The most important advice I can give is that it's okay to not be in the mood. While women in society are generally okay with not being in the mood, guys are supposed to be sex-crazed lunatics. This is not the case, and there will be times your significant other is ready to go while you're just not ready. It's the same with any couple, no matter what gender. But because I'm a male in a relationship with a female, this is the only experience I have. And X200B. All of this has no basis past my own experience. Hope everyone out there has safe and fun sex. Edit. Some maniacs felt crazy enough to give this silver. Thank you for punching my Reddit silver V card. Edit Junior. What? Also gold? I love you so much, Reddit community. Slow at first. Save the speed up for later. Start like a butterfly landing on a flower. End like a bulldog eating oatmeal. 1. You've always got to know where your towel is. All hoopy foods know this. Are unexpected hitchhikers. Why do so many people have stories about dogs licking their asses during sex? Why do dogs do this? Our 20-pound dog got very protective of my wife when we had sex and actually growled at me once. He also jumped up on the bed to join us more than a handful of times, and I didn't appreciate it one bit. Pretty sure he sniffed my wife's butt while she was on top as well. Keep the door closed, folks. Edit. 9.0909090900909 kilograms. Ass does not mean asshole. Don't ruin this for me. Your dog wanted to join apparently. Well, in all fairness, the dogs have an entire style named after them, so I can understand the dog's confusion. Don't be a dummy, nut on her tummy. I only have 3 kids because of that advice. How do you do pulling out your new minivan? At this point I can't even pull out of my own driveway. I was asking my friend how the hell to give my girl oral cause I suck ass at it and she tells me up front. He told me, it's not just about the tongue bro. There are tons of erogenous zones on a girl's body. Maybe stop thinking with your tongue and use your hands also, you fucking moron. I looked up erogenous zones and kinda had a good visual sense for what to try to do, so I followed it, started touching her more, avoided the vaginal area completely and she came. She had never fucked me better than when I actually got her off. Not advice someone gave me, but advice I want to give others. Your first time will be a little awkward and as a guy you might find it hard to keep it up or come. That's okay. The first time I had sex, which was actually with my current GF, I was so nervous but it was okay and she was accepting. Just relax, try to enjoy, and let nature take its course. 1. Give directions. Every woman is different. How the hell is a guy supposed to figure out what you like if you don't let him know? 2. Give up control. Don't worry about your flaps, faces, noises, whatever. If I learned anything, it's that a man goes crazy for a woman that fucks with self-confidence. Guys like it when you take charge. Most girls are really quiet and reserved, and when they get horny they don't really know what to do. I used to be one of those girls, but over time I learned that anytime I got horny I could just reach over and start handling my man's junk. He got super turned on by me just grabbing what I wanted, and it's honestly super liberating to have that power. I give him head almost every day just because I love hearing him moan. He never complains about how sex crazed I am, even though I'm horny like 90% of the time. I love kissing his neck and grabbing his butt, and being on top is great. Guys aren't always wanting to be the ones who take charge. I wish I knew this sooner. This wasn't advice that I was given. Exactly, but it was something that I learned the hard way. One fateful afternoon back when I was an adolescent, I made the mistake of telling my then girlfriend about a particularly bizarre dream that I'd had, in which I'd gotten turned on by tomatoes. Rather than causing her to laugh, the concept seemed to intrigue her, and she offered the idea of covering my nether regions with ketchup and then licking it off, which after some hesitation I agreed to try. It wasn't the sandwich sauce itself that was appealing to me, mind you, so much as it was the prospect of finally receiving oral sex. We'd had copious amounts of penetrative sex, but the girl had always claimed that fellatio made her gag. Anyway, the ketchup went on, and I was treated to a round of messy, tingly, and thoroughly hell-fitted licking. When it eventually became clear that neither of us were really enjoying the activity, I suggested that we just skip ahead to the fun part. There was still the small problem of my downstairs area looking like a scene from a third-rate slasher flick, but we figured that we could both clean up after the fact. Teenage hormones may have been a factor. We soon discovered how monumentally stupid we had been. Rather than providing any sort of lubrication, the ketchup almost seemed to act like a surprisingly abrasive variety of glue. Our solution, idiotically enough, was to apply more of it, and then even more when the first addition only exacerbated things. In the end, we were both left unsatisfied, and the young woman in question wound up with an infection of some variety or another. That was the day when I learned a very important lesson, and one which I hope will benefit you. TLDR. Ketchup absolutely does not work as an effective sexual lubricant. TLDR. Ketchup absolutely does not work as an effective sexual lubricant. And now we know. YouTube webpage. Mother of God. What in tarnation? I can only really offer advice for a guy looking to sex ladies. UHH. Don't call it sexing them. That's lesson 0.5. Some general advice. No piece of advice applies to all women. These are just guidelines that should be applicable to most folks. But communication is key, as I'll explain later. Hygiene. Goes without saying. Keep it clean. Keep your nails short. If you forgot this until the last moment, clip them and run the edges on your jeans to dull them a little. No one wants to get fingered by Scary Terry, bitch. After you've clipped them, run them along your eyelid. If it's uncomfortable, dull them more. Orgasms are not always required. Obviously they're great. But if either you or your partner doesn't finish after you've given it the good old college try, don't get down on yourself about it. Sex should be fun even before the orgasm. Put her pleasure above yours and she'll probably take care of you. Use protection. Yes, it feels better without it, but let me tell you what doesn't feel good. Child support payments, chlamydia, full-blown AIDS, or at least I assume they don't, because I've never experienced any of those things. Because I use protection. When used correctly, condoms are 98% effective at preventing pregnancy according to the knockout blurb Google gave me when I searched condom effectiveness. Look up a YouTube video if you're not sure if you're using them 100% correctly. And I don't care how strong you think your pull-out game is. Entrusting a horny dude with the task of not ejaculating inside a woman that's saying fuck me harder, baby, like your partners will be saying once you're done reading this guide, is dumber than sending a kid to the Jared Fogle summer camp. That was a real thing. Look it up, and get tested after each new partner, just in case. Can't be too careful. Don't masturbate with too tight a grip. You'll kill the sensitivity in your dick. Use a loose but firm grip and lubricate yourself. If you're a frequent dick crusher, switch to the aforementioned technique, no exceptions. If you find that doesn't get you off, well, too bad. You don't get to finish until you can finish like that, because otherwise you'll be in the unenviable position of not being able to finish while fucking, and then she'll get self-conscious. You'll be embarrassed. It'll be awful. Beware the death grip. Pee after you finish. It's even more important for women, but it goes a long way toward preventing urinary tract infections. Make some new eyes probably. Most women tend to like it when you're vocal. Don't go overboard. Grunting like a warthog, like a lot of porn stars seem to do, is probably too much. But let her know you're enjoying yourself. Tell her how good her hand, mouth, pussy, ass feels. How much you love her tits, ass, legs, pussy, etc. Unless she's not into dirty talk, which is fine too. Don't be embarrassed. Not getting it up happens. Shooting your load too soon happens. Farts, queefs, armpit fart noises because your skin was suctioned to hers. It happens. Get used to it. Laugh about it. Enjoy yourself. Okay. 1. Communication. This is super important. The most important. It turns out that it's much easier to do stuff she likes when you know what it is because she told you. You can work it into talking dirty. 2. If you try a particular rhythm and she reacts positively, ask her if she likes that, as suggestively as you feel comfortable with. If she says harder, go harder. But, if she says don't stop or right there, keep doing exactly what you're doing. Same angle, pace, intensity, whatever. Conversely, if she's doing something that doesn't work for you, gently tell her so. It's better to correct that kind of thing early than reinforce something that doesn't do it for you. This is why faking orgasms is bad. And if they do something you love, make sure to let them know that too. If there's an opportunity to tactfully and respectfully ask some questions beforehand, do that. Is she into dirty talk, spanking, hair pulling? Does she like her breasts, nipples played with? These are all things that a lot of people do like, but some people find distasteful, and you shouldn't spring them on someone without asking first. Communicate before, during, and after sex. Don't expect your partner to read your mind. Can't stress this enough. 2. Foreplay. Guys, by and large, are simple. If a sexual partner touches me on the penis with some lubrication, I'm happy. It feels good. Easy as that. Women are generally more complicated. Even if you've got lube on your dick, you can't just go shoving it in there, unless she specifically asks for that, in which case she's probably got the lubrication covered, so go for it, without a bit of prep. Set the oven preheating before you put the meat in. This can start long before the bedroom, sexting, talking dirty, the occasional touch or smack on the ass, depending on what she's comfortable with. Throughout the day are things that can start her motor running long before you get in the car. Not my finest metaphor, but let's move on. Once you're about to get down, put your hands on her, tell her how sexy she is and how much she turns you on, how badly you want her. A lot of kissing is good, on the mouth, neck, breasts, stomach. See the direction I'm moving here? 3. Oral sex. Get good at this. Learn to love it if you don't already. The statistic I last heard was that only 25% of women can orgasm from penetration. So better to take care of it sooner than later. Not that this should be treated as a box to be checked off. Enjoy the journey and it's that much more likely that she'll reach the destination. Do note that regular oral counts as unprotected sex. You can get STDs from oral, so you should probably only give or receive it with people you really trust. As for technique, don't neglect the clit. That's the little nub at the top of the vagina. It may be shrouded by the clitoral hood. You may want to gently pull it back, but extremely gently if at all. This may not be pleasurable for some women. It has nerves too. Be careful. And it's the thing that would have become the penis if she'd have turned out to be a guy in the womb. So keep that in mind. Do you want someone mashing your dick around like they're a professional Smash Bros player and its final destination? Fox only, no items, hell number. So be gentle with it, caress it, massage it. If she tells you to go a little harder, do that, but err on the side of caution. Genital pain is a turn off for the majority of people, so just be cool, okay? Don't neglect not the clit. Remember the thing you're trying to get your wang wet with? The hole that's your goal? Give that a little love too. Lick it from top to bottom once in a while. Get a finger in there and curl it toward yourself in a beckoning motion, like you're requesting that her orgasm come hither. If you feel a spot that's rougher in texture than the rest, make that your focus. That's the G-spot, and it's, sort of, not medically but functionally, the equivalent of a guy's prostate, which is a major pleasure center. Happy International Women's Day, again. Pay attention to the lady. If she likes something, do it more. If she doesn't, try something else. Enjoy yourself and enjoy her body, your free hands, or just hand. If you've boarded the SS, Finja Bang Fairy should be roaming around her body, playing with her nipples if she's into that, just exploring her. If your jaw or tongue are getting sore, tag in your fingers and kiss the inside of her thighs, her stomach, etc. For penetration, it's time for the train to enter the proverbial tunnel. Maybe your partner just had an earth-shattering orgasm from your twisting tongue technique, or maybe she pulls you up off your knees because she needs cock inside her right that second, or maybe neither of those things happened. Whatever. Point is, she wants your penis in her vagina. If she isn't sufficiently wet, put some lube on your tube. If you're unsure of positioning, which is okay, let her guide you in. It's probably going to feel pretty good. If it feels so good that you finish right away, don't panic. Come clean, no pun intended, and maybe go back to eating her out or fingering. That usually more than makes up for it if you know what you're doing, which by now I've done all in my power to ensure that you do. Do Kegels every day if that's a common problem for you. That's flexing the muscles you use to hold in your pee. Masturbate an hour or two before 6. Whatever it takes. If you have the opposite problem, don't worry too much. It might just be a temporary mental block, and if not, they've got little blue pills for that. Anyway, throughout the fucking, keep kissing her, touching her, etc. Get your hand down to her clit if it's not too sensitive, which you will know by asking her. Try a few different positions. Have some fun. Starting off with long, slow thrusts and then crescendoing isn't a bad idea, but different strokes for different folks. Pun intended. The reason you want to get her off first is because if she's among the 75% that doesn't orgasm from penetration, you've at least done your best to see to her first and now you can have your fun. If you're using a condom, which you should be, finish wherever. Ask before you finish on her ass, back, breasts, face. Contrary to what porn would have you believe, sex does not have to end with a facial after you've finished. Continued in my next comment. What's the best sex advice anyone has ever given you? AskReddit webpage. Apparently Reddit has reduced the character limit on comments, because I've posted this whole spiel before and it used to just barely fit into 1.5. Aftercare. Cuddles. Most people love them, I find. Spoon that lady, she just let you put your dong all up in her bees. The least you could do is give her a little affection afterward. If it's uncomfortably hot and sweaty, feel free to take a second to cool down a bit before you do this. Maybe take a pee break. UTs are a drag, or so I hear. If you had fun, tell her so. Maybe don't ask if she finished. It can kind of come off as insecure, or like you're looking for some sort of macho validation, which I guess is also just insecurity. Just snuggle up, play with her hair, maybe kiss her neck just a bit, unless this isn't that kind of sex. That might come off a bit clingy if this is just some girl from the club. Did I mention that not all advice applies to all people? Anyway, I hope that's enough to get you started. If you have questions about anything specific, fire away. I like talking about sex. Good luck and have fun. This guy fucks. I do sometimes fuck. It's true. Get your hand down to her clit if it's not too sensitive. I am glad you included this part. Being too sensitive is a real thing. Or at least writes books on fucking and has done his research. Probably done his research by fucking, and I for one very much appreciate him sharing that knowledge. As a lady, I would like to have some sex with you. I'll take that as a compliment of the highest order. Is this where I ask you to PM me? RSL. You first. You have no idea how much I appreciate you spreading all this knowledge. I am a teenager, a virgin, and after reading this I just found out I've been masturbating incorrectly, haha. I learned a shitin after reading this, so thanks. Wow, that was comprehensive. No one gave me this, but I think it's important to just relax and have fun. Stop trying to be the god of sex and you will have better sex. When doing anal, use lube, plenty of lube, and when you think you've used too much, use more. At first, treat it like a butterfly on a flower, then gradually go down on her like a dog eating lasagna. My dog prefers oatmeal. Find yourself a girl with that oatmeal pussy. Instructions and clear. Put lasagna on my lady's fun bits and now she's leaving me for my dog. Save the last quarter of an inch for someone you love. Only give them 2.75. Got it. Boys should keep their fingernails trimmed so that she doesn't get scraped when he plays with her labia and clit. Stick them with the pointy end. Needle. How do you know the name of my penis? Laugh because sex is really silly and awkward once you think about it. Slow down. Instructions and clear. Now going in reverse. Don't do it in Alabama. Edit. Thank you kind strangers for my first Reddit gold and silver. We should probably invest in lube companies with the imminent increase in popularity of anal sex across the Midwest and South. Edit 2. Sex toys and sodomy are also illegal in Alabama. Duly noted. Post I previously made that I think could still help somebody. Okay, I'm not really a pro, but coming from a girl who hated anal to now loves it, I'd say I'm pretty experienced. In a hoe, I just wanted to share some tips for those who struggle. Firstly, the most important thing is lubes. No, not Astroglide or any other lubes you'll find at your local drugstore. For anal, you'll want to go to your local sex shop. You want something natural. I know most will say silicone based and I agree that's good, but I prefer water based. I use Liquid H20. Every drugstore lubes I've used has made my asshole burn in the most uncomfortable way. If you're a guy and a girl tells you it burns, stop immediately if you ever want her to try anal again. Take a day off trying and go out and buy a new lube. It's like pouring salt into an open cut. It's absolutely torturous. Next, being turned on before penetration is huge. Your ass will not cooperate if you're mentally not checked in yet. Some things I like is getting into doggy positions while my BF licks my clit while lightly fingering my ass, or him licking my ass while teasing my clit with his fingers. There's a lot you can do, but plugs and small dildos with some clit stimulation will definitely get you prepped. Now that you're primed and ready, get your clit vibrators ready. It's not necessary, but it seriously makes things feel so amazing and also will distract you from any discomfort of being new to anal. You'll be so horny that your insecurities won't even cross your mind, or that anal makes you feel like you have to poop. Yes, it's normal and you'll stop feeling like that once you get comfortable with doing anal. My last piece of advice and what will help you is first back to lube for a second. Use a tongue. Now you may be thinking that in typical doggy style the man controls the speed, but you do. It's way too hard to leave it to the guy to get things going. He can't feel what you do, so it's best you ease your way back onto him so that you do not get hurt. But how, you ask? It's actually rather simple. All you need to do is push like you're trying to poop and slide back, a little at a time. Take a rest for a few seconds to concentrate on the vibrator you have on your clit, then keep going until he's completely in you. After you're feeling comfortable, let him know when he can begin taking control. Have him move slowly and tell him when he can pick up the speed. You're going to be hot little sex goddesses in no time, ladies. Enjoy. Just thought I'd share because surely there are girls like me who really want to figure it out and so far have been striking out. Or maybe you're a guy who wants to help your girlfriend. Hope it helps. My grandfather always says, eat your yogurt without a spoon. You thank me later. I never really understand why he said that. Now I understand and she thanks. When the girl is on her back and you're penetrating, put your fingers right at the top of her pubic bone, right where the head of your dick would be inside, and press down on it. This helps you hit her G-spot more aggressively. Success will vary, however. Don't try to imagine stuff or do math or whatever to last. Instead try to focus on unclenching your asshole. Most men fuck like dogs. No grace, no skill. A few dozen thrusts and done. You need to be patient. Give her time. Your cock shouldn't go near her till she's slick as a baby seal and then you go inside. But slowly. Don't jam it in like you're spearing a pig. Make it about her. You will get off, because she is enjoying it. If you by chance don't get off, she will make up for it because you were so attentive. Remember condoms. My stepdad advised me to get really good at eating pussy. He said 99% of women aren't going to mind if you practice, so go to town every chance you get. He was totally right. I dated a lot of women who were way out of my league in terms of looks, including ones who were just friends until I casually offered to eat them out when the opportunity arose. The key, if you're curious, is to insist on no reciprocation and no strings. In my experience, most women, like most men, are not going to turn down head, even if they're not really attracted to you, as long as they don't feel like they have to do anything in return. Then almost without fail, once I managed to get them in the bedroom and make them come, they were suddenly into me. Just pick one. They all cost the same. Don't forget, if you are underage you'll get a kid's bonus. Boy, you better stay away from that hoe, she'll put some shit on you that Ajax won't take off. I didn't listen. Caught crabs. Removed. Treat anal beads like a B-blade. Let it rip. Yank that thing like you're trying to start a 90s lawnmower. P. After sex. UTs are no fun at all. Pay attention to her breathing. So long as she is still doing that, you're good. Don't put your dick in crazy. You like that, you fucking retard. Advice directly from a woman in reference to going downtown on your lady. Fellas, no matter how slow you think you're going, go slower.